Hi everyone, it's Cubby Bricks. Thanks for tuning in. If you like the videos, please be sure to hit subscribe and like so we can keep on producing. In my last video, I highlighted the Arctic Research Station, which is over there in the corner, and I told everyone that I would bring soon the full tour of the Lego City and what we've been working on. So I just wanted to give everybody an update. Where we're at, so again, in the last video, I said that we had moved, and so much of the city had been deconstructed, and a lot of the buildings and pieces survived the move, and so we've just been spending the last few weeks and months trying to recreate everything into a new format. So a few things about the city overall. The tables that you see the city resting on, they're from IKEA. I think they're the Linman tables. So there's several tables spread out all the way across the basement. And then what happened was we ended up getting two little expansions, or actually three expansion tables, a little bit smaller. I'll go over more detail. So overall, the city, we also used these older base plates, and that's because as a younger kid, that's what I had, and I just retained those base plates during the what they call the dark ages, and so I had them when I got back into Lego, and I said, okay, as long as I still have them, then I can just get more off of Bricklink and then just expand the city versus starting over with brand new base plates that are the darker bluish gray. So I still have the light gray ones now. So the downtown area is here. It's made up of most of the modulars, and what the layout was for the modulars that are still getting built, I put little construction areas. So I have this one for the Ninjago city that's going to be built, and then over here is one for the fire brigade on the right, and another one for actually the corner garage. The one over here is for the Grand Emporium, and then the one in the middle you can see right over there, that is for the town hall overlooking the park. And so the park area looks like this right here. You have a little area for a picnic area, and a little hot air balloon area, a kids play area, and then also a little dog park right there. And right next to the park is a little shopping area. What I did here is a lot of these are the Creator Series, or some of them are like the Lego Store standalone sets, and so I kind of created like a little shopping square, and in the middle having this little transportation hub where a bus would pick up citizens, and they're actually fixing one of the streetlights right there. And so over here, now this 4-plate area was the fire station and the police station. And so when we recently got newer tables, smaller tables, we actually moved the police station, fire station over there. And then this is now open. And I'm not quite sure what's going to go here quite yet. The idea in the expansion was that we had more residential buildings that need to be added. And so that might be that. We might do half residential over here and half residential, or I'm sorry, half like shopping area over here. There's the garage, and there's two hospitals. One, the older one with the plate and a half elevated base plate, and then the newer one, and then there's an old fishing store right there. Now, one thing you'll notice as part of the city is a lot of ambulance, first responders, police, fire, and that just goes back to my childhood, and one of my favorite things was just watching police cars and fire trucks and ambulances, and something that's just kind of I liked when I was a kid, and so that's why a lot of the Lego revolved around that. And what you see around the city, like for example, this was one of the first ambulances that I have, and so I made modifications, and I think this is one of the oldest pieces I have. So I kept this from when I was maybe 10 years old, so what is that, 25 years ago? And so this has a special place in the city because it's one of the first sets I got. And a few things, the traffic lights in the city, so they're right about here. Special thanks to, I think it's CM Bricks, who did a tutorial on how to build them, and they look great. I especially like the support tubes that go right across. The residential area is here. So again, a lot of the older sets, but also some of the newer sets. Some of the new creator sets like the skate park, skate townhome, and others. A lot of the vehicles from various sets. And then here is the Ghostbusters headquarters with both the original Ghostbusters crew and the newer Ghostbusters crew, along with one of the original, one of the older helicopters there to on the roof. And if you can see it, kind of right here is the wind turbine, which is kind of right next to the headquarters. And then what we did here is I really like the idea of using these elevated ramps. And so I wanted to provide a little bit of elevation to the city and make room for the train tracks. And one of the things I did notice, though, it's not quite high enough, so I had to take off the smokestack for the winter train, which is over there. And so, but it's like a nice little entrance ramp, so, you know, little citizens will just drive through there, up the ramp, and make their way down ramp to the airport over there. And so we're wrapping up over here. It's kind of a more industrial area, the tram, the ambulance again. And so this is leading into, this is kind of a miscellaneous area right now. So this construction area, which I haven't set up yet, this is supposed to be the amusement park. So one table, which is 3 base plates wide and 6 base plates long. That'll be the amusement park. And what I found out is I might be able to add another table right here. That would give, which is one of the small tables that's here. And that would allow me to have a little bit more expansion for the amusement park. So this is going to feature the carousel, the roller coaster, the Ferris wheel, all the different aspects of the amusement park. This right here, this again was one of the small tables we just got. This is the expansion for the airport. And so you see the base plates that have to be laid out. And what this is going to be is actually kind of a spaceport area and overflow for a lot of the planes that I have. So I'm gonna, and then these smaller tables are actually 2 base plates wide and 4 base plates long. So I'll be able to put like 2 or 3 more base plates for a runway and then 4 base plates for the spaceport. And here's the airport right over here. And then the garage for the aircraft. Oh, the remote for the trains. And then the little train station. The ocean / beach has been one of the more difficult. Just like the planes, I ended up buying more of the planes and the boats before I actually laid out the base plates. And so what I had to do originally, it was just this area, but then I added this table to expand the ocean a little bit. And as you can see, I'm still in the process of expanding it. So that is to be determined. And then back here, I pointed at the old fishing store. It's kind of a seaside area. And then this is the fire police station and all the motorcycles and ATVs that are attached, and the tricycle, which I thought was just an awesome set because I got it recently. So again, and the gas station right over here. So expansion plans, what we're looking at is we're looking at potentially this area and another area over there. A few things I need your help with. One, coming up with a name. As all of you know, I'm originally from the Chicago area and a huge Chicago Cubs fan, hence Cubby Bricks. So I was trying to do something related to that, but I couldn't really come up with a really good one. And then I also thought about weaving in somehow Mrs. Cubby Bricks and weaving her name into it. Her name is Amy, and so I'm not quite sure. I'll play on words with her name too. And then also, like in the last video I mentioned, we have an 11-month-old now, which is part of the reason why it's been so hard to build and expand. And so he could somehow be woven into the name as well. So help with naming, any suggestions for layout as well. One of the things I've been having difficulty with is Again, just kind of making the most of the space. A few notes about just me and my style of building in the city. As you can see, there aren't any, if any, mocks. And so the reason for that is, and I'll fully admit it, that when it comes to mocks, I'm not as creative to start something from scratch. I'm more likely to take something that is relatively not modified and then just put it in the city somewhere. So I'm more about layout and flow versus creating a mock, but I'm certainly open to doing that, particularly if something were to fill this large area here. And a few other things where I'm just excited to see where the amusement park goes and where the airport and the spaceport go, because those are big aspects. And if I had, more space, I mean, this is a lot of space. This is, if you can kind of tell the dimensions of the entire basement, it's pretty long. It's a pretty long city. And one of the things that I wish was possible, some of you thinking, well, why can't I just build wider? One of the things is I found out is I can't really have a good solution, or I don't have a good solution for reaching in the middle. So for example, if I were to put a table right here, expanding the parking garage area or something, I wouldn't be able to reach right about here. I could only reach so far from the other side of the wall, other side of the city, from there up to here. And so I can't really build wide, but I could build long. And so the layout of our house is one which actually is more long than it is wide. And so that's why it's the layout is the way it is. So narrow, so I could reach every aspect of the city, but that also has limitations to it. So any comments, questions, suggestions, let me know. Feel free to drop me a message and leave a comment. And hopefully we will see you soon. There's going to be some haul videos coming. We'll see some new additions. And we'll talk to you then. Until then, take care. See you guys later. Bye.